Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Akakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to Yakim and Aqua out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright, this is from 4 hours ago. As you can see, I don't know if it was 4 hours ago or if it was updated 4 hours ago. Alright, I'm just going to assume it was posted 4 hours ago. Alright, it says MP, alright, or Curious George, whatever you want to call it. MP, the WHO declares highest alert over this. Alright, over the surge of it. Alright, now it says the MP surge, we're just going to say surge. Alright, the MP surge has been declared a global health emergency by the WHO. Alright. The classification is the highest alert that the WHO can issue and follows a worldwide upsurge in cases. It came at the end of the second meeting of the WHO's emergency committee on the V. Alright. More than 16,000 cases have now been reported from 75 countries, said the WHO director General Dr. Tedros Adhanom. I'm not going to even try to pronounce that last name. There had been 5 deaths so far as a result of the surge, he added. There are only two such other such health emergencies at present. The 2019 PD and the continuing effort to eradicate Marco Polo. All right. It says, Dr. Tedros said that the emergency committee had been unable to reach a consensus on whether the MP surge should be classified as a global health emergency. However, he said that the surge had spread around the world rapidly and he had decided that it was indeed of international concern. Too little was understood about the new modes of transmission which allowed it to spread, said Dr. Tedros. The WHO's assessment is that the risk of MP is moderate globally and in all regions except in the European region where we assess the risk as high, he added. There was also clear risk of further international spread, although the risk of interference with international traffic remained low for the moment, he said. Dr. Tedros had said the declaration would help speed up the development of VCs. Of course, they want more of these, all right, and the implementation of measures to limit the spread of the V. The WHO is also issuing recommendations which it hopes will spur counties to take action and stop the transmission of the V to protect those at risk. This is an outbreak or surge, all right, that can be stopped with the right strategies and the right groups, Dr. Tedros said. All right, now he continues to go on, and we're going to get right here. Now, if you remember, all right, it said, now, remember, I did a lesson a while back, all right, and it said that, now I don't know if they're going to try to change this, but remember to keep an eye on this, all right? It said that the chickenpox V, all right, let's see, the chickenpox V, all right, was able to basically stop this, all right, and which in most cases, a lot of kids, I think if you were born in the 90s, I think you were basically forced in order to be in school to get that all right, for the chickenpox, all right. Says what else do we got? We're going down here now. Listen to this, all right. It says MP was first discovered in Central Africa in the 1950s. In the UK, there have so far, Slovakia, been more than 2,000 confirmed cases. Listen to this. Health officials are already recommending people with the highest risk of exposure to monkeypox, including gay and bisexual men, as well as healthcare workers, should be offered a V. Now, let's go and click here. I want to see MP Jabroni to be offered at risk to gay and bisexual men. All right. It says some gay and bisexual men are at a higher risk of catching MP and should be offered a V, say UK health officials. Says this could help control the recent surge of this rare V in the UK, which 793 people have been affected so far. Wait a minute. When was this? 21st of June. Let me see something. Alright, so yeah, that was just last month. So 21st, let's see actually. Let me go back up. June. So when did it say the 21st? This is the 21st of June. Alright. We're currently in 23rd. Yes, that's almost, it's almost been a month, and it went from well, it's been about a month. It's went from 739 to 2,000. Now, if you buy that or not, that's on you. I don't know. That seems a little insane. They could be inflating these things again. All right, it says MP is not defined as a sexually transmitted infection, but it can be passed by close contact during sex with bedding, towels, and skin. It says that the VC is designed to protect against small Marco Polo. Well, we use that for the other one. We'll just this one, and it would help people exposed to this. All right, so that's what it's really for, is for the that. All right, so it seems like they haven't changed their stance on that. All right, it's probably something completely different though. I bet it's a new. Let's see. Let's check it out. Let's see. Yeah, this seems to be. Yep, this seems to be a new thing. Or no? See, no. Okay. Well, we're not telling you what to do. All right. So you can't say we're spreading misinformation. I'm literally just reading it as it says. All right. Using code names because you treat us unfairly if we even mention these things. Other channels can mention these things, all right, and get away with it. But because the way you treat us, YouTube, we can't even mention these names without you hammering down on us, all right. Meanwhile, you got a bunch of other people, all right, so-called scientists that mention the names a bunch of times, all right, and they can be fine. We mentioned it once, all right, not even saying anything about it, and we'll get our whole channel taken down, all right. So we're not passing any advice, all right? People should already know, all right? All we're saying is that this is what they're trying to do. It says, health officials say they are continuing to see a notable proportion of cases in gay, bisexual, and other men that have sex with men, all right? Which doesn't make any damn sense, because if you're gay or bisexual, that's having sex with men. Other men who have sex with men. If you have sex with men, you're either gay or bisexual. Which doesn't make any sense. It says they say that they hope rolling out V to those higher risk will break chains of transmission. So they're basically, as it says, they're offering these to be to these people. Now you can see who's, it seems to be spreading most rapidly through these people. All right. So that should tell you right there. It says initial symptoms. We're not going to read any of that. All right. It says see, this is a rallying cry we'll just read from the top. Declaring a global emergency is a significant act. It is a rallying cry for countries to take the V seriously. It raises awareness around the world, and it can help poorer countries get the tools they need to control MP. All right. It says MP does not spread as easily as the 2019. All right, and we already have a developed, apparently, that offers good protection. Now listen to this. While anyone can catch MP, the outbreak is overwhelmingly concentrated in gay and bisexual men. So before you take my video down, YouTube, for hate speech or some dumb shit that you always do, this is literally an article. All right, it's by BBC. All right, I didn't write the thing. All right, it's by BBC News. You can go here, look at this article. It's right here, and down here it literally says it. So if you take this video down for hate speech, that's some fucking bullshit. All right, it says, and while anyone can catch MP, the outbreak is overwhelmingly concentrated in gay and bisexual men. You're reading it right now in front of your eyes. It's right here, as well as other men who have sex with men. Boom, got you right there. All right, so is this something the majority of us should worry about? Hell no. Hell no. You know, this is mostly between, it literally just said it's mostly gay and bisexual men. All right. Now, of course, you got to worry about that. You do have to worry about a little bit about that spreading. All right, because you know, well, we don't have to worry about it. The people in the world have to worry about it, specifically because of the bisexual men, because they get with women too, and then they'll spread that to straight men. All right. So now we're gonna continue on. All right. Now, is this anything of importance? You know, is this real or not? You know, at the end of the day, we don't know. All right, we don't know. All right, who knows at the end of the day? All right. I'm not gonna say it's fake. All right, I'm not gonna say it's real either. All right, we don't know. All right, so this is a public. This is an article. All right, now it's gonna show you if you see a little bit of a pattern. All right, public health emergency of international concern. All right, it says a public health emergency of international concern is a formal declaration by the WHO of an extraordinary event which is determined to constitute a public health risk to other states throughout the international spread of disease and to potentially require a coordinated internal response. Formulated when a situation arises that is serious, sudden, unusual, or unexpected, which carries implications for the public health beyond the affected state's national border and may require immediate international action. All right. Now, what do we have? 2019, pig thing. All right, as you can see. This one. All right. This one. All right. We got this one. This one. All right. And then, of course, we have this one. Now, that's notable. Now, this one. All right. So, you see where they're going with this. All right. You see what they kind of did a little bit in 2009. All right. I remember they were asking people to cover. I remember I was in school. I was young at that time. I was in school. I remember a girl was wearing a mask. All right. But I was young. I don't remember too much of it. All right. I was never sent to school with a mask or any of that stuff. I do remember this. They forced. I was a kid. All right. So they made us all get the that nasal spray up your nose. If you were a kid in school in 2009, you had to get it. All right. That was one of the things you had to get. It was either got a shot or you got it up the nose. They made that mandatory. That was mandatory. All right. Or at least it was at the school I went to. All right, because every single kid had to line up and get that thing. So don't be surprised if they try pulling something like that in the future. They didn't do it with this one. All right, surprisingly, yet. All right, but you don't know if that's going to come with this one. And really, with this whole MP thing. All right, so that's all I wanted to get on this page. As you can see, this is the list for how many times they've declared a public health emergency of international concern. All right, these are the ones. It's not every single one. All right, you don't see the bird one on here. All right, so this is what you see. All right, so if you remember how it was with this, remember how it was with this, remember how it was with this. Now it's looking like it's going to be the same way with this. So keep your eyes out. All right, it looks like it's going to be a here we go again situation. All right, you might have to be locked up in a house for a bit. All right, same thing that happened with this one. All right, is going to probably happen with this one, but worse. All right, more than likely. All right, it just seems the way. Now I'm not saying I'm 100% correct on it. It just seems the way that they're going with it. It's seeming pretty likely. All right, so as we see, all right, I just wanted to bring this out and grab some scriptures. All right, now. Could this be legit? Yeah, of course it could be legit, especially because of who it's targeting. All right, you heard who it said. It was mostly targeting. All right, and we know. We're just gonna grab it. If they take the lesson down, they take it down. Let's see. I'm gonna grab this one. We'll grab grab that one. We're going to grab... let's see. There's another one I wanted to grab. Oh. Alright, so we're going to grab a couple of these. Alright, first one we're going to grab. Alright, so the reason I'm grabbing these, they might take it down, they might not. At the end of the day, whatever. It's going to be uploaded on something else. Alright, now I'm saying this could be a very, very much a real thing. Alright, they're more than likely playing it up. Alright, they play everything up just a little bit. Don't matter what it is. If it's an accident, they're going to play it up a little bit for more news coverage. Alright, if it's any type of situation, a fire, they're going to play it up more. Alright, anything like that, and especially with these type of events, alright, they play them up 1,000-fold. Alright, so, but is it something that we believe could be fake? Is it something that could be fake? Is it something that could be real? At the end of the day, you never know. All right, these people, all right, these people being Esau Edom, are crafty. All right, they know how to lie. All right, that's one of the things they're great at. All right, so at the end of the day, you don't know. All right, at the beginning of the 2019 situation, all right, a lot of us believed it wasn't real. All right, and we came to find out that it was. All right, but was it as crazy as they are making it seem? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. All right, and it's the same case with this. It could be real, could be very much real. All right, but is it going to be as crazy as is your face going to fall off? Probably not. All right, but regardless, it would add up. All right, it would not be far-fetched that this would be real. All right, especially with the group that it's targeting. All right, and we read what group this is targeting. All right, I got Leviticus 18 and 22. It reads, "Thou shalt not lie with mankind, as with womankind, it is abomination." Well, actually, just keep reading on. "Neither shalt thou lie with any beast to defile thyself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion." All right. "Defile not yourselves in any of these things, for in all these things the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you." Okay, so it says not to do these things. All right, defile not yourself in any of these things. All right, it says neither shall you. All right, which means you shouldn't. All right, "Neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion," which means you can't be laying with animals too. That's disgusting. All right, it's abomination and it's confusion. All right, but right here, Leviticus 18 and 22, everybody hates to hear it. "Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind, it is abomination." All right, so continuing on, Deuteronomy 37 and 17, especially for you Jakes, all right, you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans, all right, Deuteronomy 23 and 17, "There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel." All right, which means you Jakes, all right, you can't be partaking in this sodomy, all right, this alphabet crew, this alphabet soup crew, all right, can't be partaking in that. Another one, actually, let's grab Romans 1 and 6. Let's see, do we want to 1 6 through 27? All right, this Romans 1 and 26. It reads, "For this cause the Most High gave him up into vile affections." Let's grab what vile means first. Vile means foul, nasty, morally bad, wicked, all right, horrible, distasteful, slakia, wretched, all right, sinful, corrupt, diabolical, all right, dirty, evil. Let's see, there's a bunch of them. You see them: sick, all right, vomitous, abhorrent, all right, disgusting, all right. "For this cause the Most High gave him up to vile affections," and we know what affection is. What is affection? All right, a gentle feeling of like, all right, fondness, love, liking, endearment, all right, "unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural." Slakia, let me start over again. "For this cause the Most High gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature." All right, 27. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust towards one another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. Let's see what unseemly means. All right, improper, inappropriate, unfitting, all right, unsuitable, all right, disreputable. It says, men working with which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was met. 28. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High gave them over to a reprobate mind to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whisperers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient to parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of the Most High, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them. All right. So not only do they know, these people have been told. All right, they've been told what these things are off. All right, but they still do them anyway. As it says, they which commit such things are worthy of death. Not only do they do the same. All right, not only do the same. All right, so they continue to doing the same things. But have pleasure in them that do them. So not only do they do them, all right, they're happy about it, all right, and they have a bunch of pride about it, all right. That ring a bell, all right. Let's see, what was this? It says now here we go. This is a perfect transition. Isaiah 3:9. The shoe of the continents doth witness against them, and they declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves. All right, so it says right here, they hide it not. What do? They prance around and make an event out of it. All right, and we're here, and you have to accept us, and we're not doing anything wrong. All right, and the reason why they need all that acceptance, all right, is because they know that what they're doing is wrong. All right, they wouldn't need all that. I don't ever go and for example, I'm trying to see if I can make an example. I don't march through the street in some type of street pride festival, all right? Because I don't need to, all right? Because that's the normal thing, all right? If you're not doing something normal, then you need to have a big whole event about it, all right? And basically say accept us, all right? Because what they want is acceptance, all right? And they're not getting it. Now this media, all right, this media is making it seem like they're getting acceptance, all right? And a lot of these wicked people in the world are giving them acceptance as well. All right, but at the same time, there's a lot of people, all right, notably us, all right, as well as the a lot of the our people, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans that are out in the world that aren't in this truth, all right, aren't with it either, all right. But then again, you have a lot of our people that are with it as well, all right. But it's not everyone accepts this, all right, and they want everyone to accept it, all right, because they know what they're doing is wrong. This is 2nd Esdras 15:5. All right, getting back on the topic of hand with this Curious George. All right, especially who it's targeting. 2nd Esdras 15:5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. All right, it says, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Therefore, saith the Lord. All right, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness which they profanely commit, neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and the righteous blood crieth unto me, and the souls of the just complain continually. And therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them, and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Behold, my people is led as a flock flock to the slaughter. I will not suffer them now to dwell in the land of Egypt. All right. So, and we know right now, of course, Babylon the Great, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Gomorrah, spiritual Sodom, Gomorrah, spiritual Egypt. All right. I think I skipped it. Here it is. Yeah, right here. So it's not above the Most High to bring plagues upon a place. All right. You should all know. All right. What went down. All right, in Egypt. All right, when he delivered Israel from Egypt. All right, all the plagues that happened. All right, those were some terrible, terrible plagues. All right. Now, oh man, there's another scripture jumped to mind. It was no more. They speak. Is this the one? Yeah, here it is. Yeah, this is So you remember how bad the plagues and the situation was in Egypt, right? Well, this is Jeremiah 23:7, speaking of the one to come. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt, but the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seeds of the house of Israel out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. Now we'll leave it there. All right. So that's when that's not going to be a spoken of thing. All right. It's going to be the great thing of delivering out of Babylon. All right. And why is that? All right. Because Babylon, what's going to go down in Babylon, all right, is going to be so much worse, all right, than what took place in Egypt. All right. It's going to be so much worse. All right. It's going to be the worst thing that anyone's ever experienced ever. All right. So you people that are in this world, all right, having a bunch of street marches, all right, and doing all this wicked and ungodly things, all right, you're gonna have a very sore destruction, all right, and as well as you Israelites, all right, that refuse to turn back to your heritage, all right, and accept Yahweh Hashem Yahushai as your power, all right. Because if you're still in this world, all right, as a Jake, all right. As Jake being a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American, all right. If you go back to the respective tribe of those people, so-called black people will go back to the Southern Kingdom, all right. But there can be intermingles. You might look like a so-called black man, but you actually might go back to Iskarite, which is the Northern Kingdom, all right, which would be the so-called Mexicans, all right. You can't really go off of skin color, all right. You could go back to any nation, all right, but there's a slight determining factor with a lot of the so-called black people are going to be of Judah, Levi, or Benjamin. All right. So continuing on. All right. If you're going to be out in the world, all right, these are the things that are coming. All right. So no, it's not above the Most High to do these things. All right. It's mentioned all throughout the Bible that he'll bring plagues. He has brung plagues. All right, and famine, death, destruction. All right, and he will continue to. All right. It's not above him. All right. It's not a wicked thing. All right. For him to do that is righteousness. All right, who are you to tell the Most High what's wicked and what's not? All right, and what's righteous? I think he would know. All right, and not I think I know that he would know. All right, says this is 2 Esdras 16:19 through 16:20. It reads, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment." All right, and we know what amendment is. All right, you should know what amendment is if you're ever in school. All right, an amendment. Yeah, that's why the first thing that's going to come up is the constitutional amendment. All right. It says the amendment, can we just get the definition? I already did this, all right? I think I brought it out in one of my other lessons. Amendment, all right? A minor change or addition designed to improve a text or piece of legislation, all right? Which is, not really, actually. Let's grab, Alright, here. See, this is a better definition. An alteration or change for the better, correction of a fault or faults, reformation of life by quitting voices. Alright, let's see, in law, correction. Alright. So, basically, you want to use it as a correction. Alright, a correction of a fault. Alright. So, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent as scourges for amendment, all right, to fix these people, all right, not a correction of the Bible, all right, because the Bible's already perfect, all right, this is a correction of people. They're sent as a correction for people to be, to basically be like, oh, this stuff's bad, we better correct our ways. But what happens? It says, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges, all right. What is a scourge? All right, a scourge is a whip. Let's see, a scourge says a whip used as an instrument of punishment. All right, a whip, a horsewhip, and Slovakia for the background noise. A whip used as an instrument of punishment. All right, a bullwhip, says a person or thing that causes great trouble or suffering. All right, an affliction, a bane, a curse, a plague, a menace. All right, evil, misfortune. All right, it says, but yeah, so for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right, so no matter what happens to these people, they're not gonna turn from their way. All right, there's been plagues. All right, there's been destruction that's happened. All right, there's been multiple judgments going forth. All right, and these people refuse to to change from their ways. All right, as it says in verse 20, but for all these things they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. All right, so they're not gonna take heed unto these things. They're not gonna listen. All right, and Salakia for the printing sound that's going on. It says, what else do we have? Let's grab second address 15 and 49. All right, it reads, I will send plagues upon thee, a widowhood. Not a widowhood. All right, let me restart. Second address 15 to 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, a sword, pestilence. All right, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. All right. So again, we see several examples of the Most High sending pestilence out, and you should know what pestilence is. Pestilence is a fatal epidemic disease, especially the bubonic plague. All right, they say it's the bubonic plague. It's just a plague in general. All right. So in second address, continue on. Second address 16 and 1 through 16 and 8. It says, now listen to this. It says, woe unto thee. Now let's see. Did we grab let's go back. All right. This was speaking of yeah, see, you know what? Let's go all the way up to give me a minute. It says now. Yeah, you know what? Let's grab, and this is speaking of we'll just read it. All right, and thou Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon. All right, and we know these a lot of the. Actually, do we want to? Let's see. Do you want to continue? Do you want to read up? No, this should be good. All right, second address 15 and 46. And thou Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and art the glory of her person. All right, and we know that these other nations, all right, not just Babylon the Great, but these other nations as well, such as land of Asia, Moab, Ammon, all right, as well as these the Hamites and the Ishmaelites. All right, the Hamites being the so-called Africans, the Ishmaelites being the Middle Eastern people. All right, we know that these people have all took place, all right, in the glory of Babylon, and all right, and have profited off of the things that have happened in Babylon, all right, as well as the slavery, all right, the slavery of our people, all right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right, so it says, and thou Asia, thou art partaker of the hope of Babylon, and the art of the glory of her person. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. All right, you've made yourself like unto her, and that's what a lot of these nations have done. Now Babylon's going to be the one that's set on fire, all right, but there's going to be destruction going on in these other judgment and destruction going on in these other places as well. All right, while the ICBMs, all right, the intercontinental ballistic missiles are going to be hitting the United States. All right, coastal places, all right, or right off the water, places like the Bahamas and such. All right, there's going to be judgment going forth there too as well. All right, but those water levels are going to rise. All right, or different situations are going to happen. All right, you don't know. The Middle East might heat up to 200 degrees, and people might be literally burning to death. All right, because the weather got so hot. We already see how hot the weather's been getting. All right. So these other places are woe's going to come unto them too, because they, like it says, speaking of Asian here, but it says, woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like unto her. All right, so they've made themselves like Babylon. All right, you see Babylonian doctrines going forth in the society. Every time something happens in Babylon, all right, they legalize alphabet marriage. All right, another country has to do it. All right, I believe it was it Brazil? I remember one of the brothers was talking about it. I think it was Brazil, or no, it was no, it wasn't. It wasn't alphabet marriage. You know what it was? It was abortion. All right, because it was legal. All right, in the United States until the Roe v. Wade overturn. All right, but Brazil, I believe it was Brazil, they had just gone into effect of making it legal. All right, because of Babylon, and now they saw that it turned back, and I'm sure there's a bunch of issues going forth in that. All right, it says. Let's read from the top. 2 Esdras 15:47. Woe be unto thee, thou wretch, because thou hast made thyself like her, like unto her, and hast decked thy daughters in whoredom, that they might please and glory in thy lovers, which have always desired to commit whoredom with thee. Thou hast followed her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith the Most High, I will send plagues upon thee. All right, so send plagues upon thee, but of course we can use these scriptures as well, because if these type of things are happening, all right, to Asia, because of they're taking place in the they're partaking in the things that Babylon was doing, all right. If my interpretation is wrong about that, brothers, of course, Phil, please correct me, all right. But these things are going to happen. Lost my train of thought. But like it says here, that happened to Asia because of things that they were doing, like in Babylon. All right. Of course, these things are going to come upon Babylon as well. These plagues, this destruction. All right. As we hear, as we see in 2 Esdras 15:49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence, and waste thy houses with destruction and death. And of course, all these things are coming upon Babylon as well. Plagues, we've seen it. All right. Widowhood. Poverty, all right, we already see it. Famine, we've seen bits and pieces of it, but nothing like it's going to be. Either poverty as well. Sword, which of course is death, destruction. Pestilence, same thing. Plague, all right, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. And all these things, poverty, famine, sword, widowhood, pestilence, all these things, what they really go back to, destruction and death. All right, they're tools of destruction and death that the Most High has at his arsenal. So is it above him to use these things? All right, and to do these things? No, it's not. He's done it before. All right, and will he do it again? Yes, it's prophesied. So this is and this is another great scripture. All right, 2 Esdras 16:1-16:8. Like I said, as it happened to Asia. All right, for partaking in Babylon, as it says right here. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia! Woe unto thee, Egypt and Syria! Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." All right. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent amongst you, who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away a hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire in stubble when it hath begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? Our mighty power sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? All right, the Most High. The Most High is the only one that he sent him. All right, he can drive them away. All right, that's how it goes. There's not going to be some grand Edomite that rises up and creates some miracle cure that just gets these things to go away. All right, you see how it worked with the 2019. It doesn't even work. All right, so you're not, if the Most High wants these things to go forth, all right, they're going to go forth. All right, and you're not going to be able to stop them with a jabroni or with any sort of thing. All right, unless the Most High wants you to stop that thing. All right, in which in reality you're not stopping it; He's stopping it. All right, He's just giving you the illusion that you stop it. If you were to create a grand, jabroni that cured everyone from whatever situation and prevented it, all right, you didn't do that. All right, that was the Most High saying, okay, yeah, we'll do it, but it's going to be issued through this way. But guess what? That's not how it works. But if it did work that way, all right, it would be the Most High that stopped it. All right, if there was a leaf that you found that would prevent you from it, who did that? That would be the Most High. All right, you didn't discover this and create the new mixture. The Most High put it in your mind to discover it. The Most High put it in your mind to create the mixture. All right, just as He gave us, herbs for healing. All right, which is the natural way of healing, mind you. Revelation 11:6. It says these. I want to read up. It says, I'll just read this. We'll just grab this. All right, we're just continuing on. And not all these are going to be linked up to the. And this one is, but not all the scriptures I'll grab are going to be linked up to directly speaking of what's going to happen in the times to come. All right, they might have been previous events, but the main idea of it is to show that He has done it before, all right, as well as getting scriptures like this, so it's going to happen again, all right. He's not above it, as people would say. He's not above doing that, all right. And is it righteous? Yes, it's righteous. Is it wicked? No, it's not wicked, all right. You don't have the ability to tell the Most High what's righteous and what's wicked or not, all right. He created everything. I think He would know, all right. Revelation 11:6. These have the power to shut heaven, that is, rain not in the days of their prophecy, and have power over waters to turn them to blood, and will smite the earth with all plagues as often as they will. All right? So we know about plagues. All right? We know about plagues. We know they're to come. All right? We've read, all right, the things that will come. All right? Earthquakes, wars, rumors of wars. All right? Kingdom rising against kingdom, famines, plagues. All right? Destruction. I probably missed one. All right? But those are some examples. All right? It's not going to be a pretty thing. All right? So and especially if they try to if the elite, all right, try to blow this MP, all right, it's Curious George, into some big event. All right, now you remember how it was last time, all right, with the 2019, all right, the 2020. You couldn't find a lot of food. All right, there was still food. That was the thing. There was still food. If you had to look around, but there was still food. All right. Now in the end times, you're not going to be able to look around and just find food. It's going to get bad. All right, and they're going to eventually implement a solution for that. They say a so-called solution. All right, called the mark of the beast. All right, where you'll be able to get food, but you got to put this microchip inside of your arm. All right, inside of your hand or your forehead. Just luck you. All right, and it would not surprise me by any means if they transition to this MP, this Curious George, right directly in to the MOTB. All right, the mark of the beast. It would not surprise me at all. All right, if they make it a huge issue again, like they did with the 2020, we already saw they're working on armband chips, all right, for certain hospitals. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to blow this thing out of proportion. All right. And end up segueing into the mark of the beast. All right, it would be a perfect setup. All right, and we already hear about digital currencies. All right, the digital money going digital in 2023. All right, we already know that 2023 is going to be a hell of a year. All right, not a hell of a year like, oh, it's going to be a hell of a year, it's going to be great. No, it's going to be a literal hell of a year. It's going to be hellish. All right, nightmarish. All right, and dark. All right, and Lord willing, we'll get saved. Lord willing, we'll always hope that it comes as soon as it can. All right, Lord willing, we get delivered in 2023. All right, and Lord willing, we're of the number that gets delivered. All right, of the elect. This is Ecclesiasticus 20:10. Speaking of those things. All right. Because if this thing blows up into being some huge thing, whether it actually does or if Esau Edom says it is when it really isn't, all right, it could go either way if the Most High wants to make this huge, all right, and it seems like it's only touching those target groups, all right, that could very well be a thing, all right, or it could be something that's just ravaging that community, all right, a little bit. All right, and Esau might try to overblow it. All right, it could go either way. All right, I'm not going to tell you how it's going to go because at the end of the day, I don't know. All right, it could go either way. All right, but Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, so he might try to use this and overblow it and say all sorts of things. All right, all sorts of crazy things. All right, like I want to use an example, but I don't, they might take it down. For example, telling you to, cover up with something and then later out saying, it wasn't really that effective in the first place. For example, what am I speaking of? I don't know. Figure it out. All right. They might do something like that. All right. So you got to be on a watch. All right. Never trust them. All right. Because they might try to pull some BS. All right. Some bullshit at the end of the day. All right. Because why? Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. All right, and as we get closer and closer to the end time, Esau, man, you ain't really got it, man. You back in the day, you used to have your lies, all right, formulated well, all right, and built out of strong bricks, all right, and bricks and goddamn, I just forgot the name of the shit that puts bricks together, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway. Your bricks and your paste, all right? You got it solid, all right? Solid brick wall. Now you're just building with fucking Legos, all right? You can be kicked down really easily, all right? Hell, you're not even building with Legos at this point. You're building with like fucking Mega Blocks or some shit. All right, some off-brand. All right, something that's not as good. All right. So what does that mean? Iron rustus. All right, it's not as good anymore. All right, iron's a really strong metal, but if you got a rusty piece of metal, it isn't as strong as it once was. All right, and that's what we're seeing. Esau's being revealed. All right, we got Esau not trusting in Esau anymore. All right, we got these these Edomite conservatives, as they would call them. All right, the Republicans. All right, and Republicans and Democrats. You know, they're just different extremes on a different level. They're basically the same thing with different flavor. All right, they're both one's Coca-Cola, one's Coca-Cola with lemon, or Coca-Cola with what do they call it, vanilla. All right, or cherry Coke. All right, they're the same thing. One's just got a different flair. All right, one likes being racist. One likes acting progressive, but is really just racist anyway. All right, uses terms like people of color, so they can go back to call them people colored again. Thinking they're crafty. All right, so all these, here we are. Yeah, so these people, all right, they're gonna come up with things, but really, they're not as strong as they once were. All right, especially as we get towards the end days, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai is revealing these people. All right, this is Psalms 55 and 21. The words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. All right, we want to read up. No, that solves it. All right, so what does that mean? All right, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter. All right, so they're going to say some really smooth things. All right, a lot of you dumbasses already fell into that trap back in 2019, 2020. All right, I'm not speaking of you brothers and sisters that watch this video. All right, but a lot of these dumbasses in the world already fell in that trap because he spoke smoothly. All right, told you what to do, and they said okay. They said jump on one foot. You said okay. You know, you gotta wear a silly little hat, paint one half of your face blue. All right, and crawl on the floor, and you know that's basically what you guys do. All right, it's an example. You know, you guys physically didn't do that, but you basically did that. If they told you to do that, you fucking idiots would. All right. If they told, I can't remember where I heard it from. I don't remember. It was I don't remember if it was one of the it might have been one of the Elder brothers. I might have heard it from somewhere else. I don't remember, but it said basically they said if something was transmittable only above 12 feet, people would be crawling on the ground. All right, and it's true. If they told you that, if they told you it only spreads, if you have two legs, people would be fucking hopping around on one leg. All right, and this isn't just for things like that. If they told you, you could make more money, and all you had to do was take a little device and implant it, and you would believe it. All right, and that's what's going to happen. All right, those things are going to happen. So just like they did with the jabroni for the 2019 2020, and they gave you a, what do they call that, what's the word, there's a specific word for it, like a reason to, all right, and god damn, it's right on the top of my head. All right, incentive. All right, they give you an incentive. All right, like, oh, you can get $200. You can get Krispy Kreme donuts. All right, just like they did with the 2019 2020. All right, you don't think they're gonna do that with the mark? All right, the microchip. They're gonna do that at first. They're gonna give you certain situations. You might you bonus on your paycheck, or you might get this, you might get that. At first, all right, as an incentive to get people to take it willingly, but after a while, there's going to be people that don't want it, all right, and they're going to make it mandatory, all right. You're not going to have a choice. It's either that or death, all right. And trust me, death. Don't trust me. Trust the Bible. Death is a better alternative, all right, to taking that thing, all right. And some of the people that don't take it won't even die either way, all right, because they're going to be protected by Yahweh Shem Yahushai, all right. This is Isaiah 10 and 1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Continuing on, to turn aside the needy from judgment and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey and that they may rob the fatherless. Do we want to? No, we'll just keep it at that. All right, because it's simple. All right, woe to them that decree unrighteous decrees. All right, we know what a decree is. All right, we've done it before. We'll look it up again. All right, decree. What do you see? All right, a decree, a legal proclamation. Who has the ability to make a decree. All right, who's the one making these decrees? All right, look at the color here. All right, and these are just stock images, but you can see. All right, you can see. Who's the one in power right now? All right, Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, so who's the one going to be doing the decrees? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. All right, woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right, so woe unto Esau Edom. All right, Babylon the Great. All right, because this is their kingdom. All right, and that's what they're doing. They're decreeing unrighteous decrees, and if they do something like that, all right, and lock the place down again, that's an unrighteous decree, or force you to, the 2020, 2019, that was spread through, coughs and whatnot, so they made you wear a covering over your face. This one's covered in skin. I don't know, what are they going to do, make you wear a fucking, a Speedo or some shit, I wouldn't be surprised. It says second address 8 and 50. This is second address 8 and 50. And this is what's going to come to you guys, all right? Esau Edom, as well as you people that are following them and following after them. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, all right? And so that's exactly what's going to happen. These people are prideful. We see it, all right? They're very, very proud people, all right? The men are proud. The women are proud, all right? Not just Esau Edom, all right, but all these nations, all right? Even our own people, especially our own people, all right? Our women are proud as hell. Our men are proud as hell. And effeminate, all right. So everything's messed up. This place is upside down, all right. We can't wait for Yahweh Hashem Yahushua to come back and dead this place, all right. I'm sure it might be a little, just thinking about it might be a little bit scary, but that, at the end of the day, it's just something that needs to happen, all right. We need to get out of here, because this place, if you stay here, it's going to destroy you with a sword of destruction, all right. So this is second address 9 and 1 through 9 and 5. Then we're going to close out. It reads, He answered to me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs pass, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is this very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he had made. And we know we're in the time now where Yahweh Hashem Yahushua is visiting the earth. All right, that's why we're seeing these pestilences, these plagues, these destructions, these earthquakes. All right, mass judgment going forth. All right, and you have to measure the time diligently. All right, what does that mean? Measure the time. Where are we? All right, and we should know clearly. All right, you should know clearly that we're at the end. All right, we're at the end of this book. All right, the end of the script. All right, the end of the world. All right, so to speak. All right, not the earth's not going to implode. All right, but the end of the world being the end of Esau Edom's kingdom. All right, and after that, the beginning of the reign of Yahweh Shai, all right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, King David, the 144, and the elect, all right, all being Israel, all right, the nation of Israel. This is the third verse, all right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of people in the world, as we're seeing, then shalt thou understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Ooh, all right. And I was meditating, all right, and looking for a scripture to end off on, and I was watching the brothers from GMS Raleigh, all right, in North Carolina, their camp, all right, and right after I did that, all right, one of the brothers brought up second address 9 and 1, I believe, all right. So Thwadi Yahweh Hashem Yahushai for that. That was perfect timing, all right, perfect closer, right, because this is what we're supposed to be doing, and that's why we make lessons like this, all right, and that's why you have the brothers on the highways and byways prophesying about these things, all right, because we're supposed to be measuring the time diligently, all right, and seeing what time we are, and it's ever so plain what time we're in, all right. We're at the end, all right. Things have never been this bad. Things have never been like this, all right, and you can see, all right. Then shall thou well understand that the Most High spake of all these things, or not all these things, spoke of these things, Salakia, from the days that were before thee, even in the beginning, all right? And as we said, all right, while some of those scriptures that we used might not have been, speaking about what's to come, all right, they've been mentioned, all right, and they have been done before, all right, and we have specific verses that are speaking about these things that are going to come. All right, so it's been done in the past, and there are verses, as we've read, that speak of these things coming into the future, All right, so what is it said? It said, the Most High spoke of these things before the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. So these things have been written, these things have been said, these things have been known. All right, even before the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end is manifest. All right, and we're looking forward to it. All right, because let's grab. Why are we looking forward to it? We're going to close out on 2nd Esdras 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that falleth. All right, we're waiting for the rule, all right, to be under the full command of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, all right, not be in captivity under Esau, Edom anymore, all right, as well as these other nations, all right, the tides are going to turn, they're going to be under us, we're going to be in rule, all right, and we're going to be ruling righteously, all right, there won't be any of this unrighteousness, all right, this wickedness, all right, it'll be complete righteousness, all right, and right, and some of you people are like, oh, well, you don't want to be, in these situations where you can't, be an alphabet crew, all right. You don't want to be in part of that. Well, guess what? You're going to have to learn, all right? And there's not a choice. You're going to have to go into slavery, all right? It's just simple as that, all right? Bad news for you, good news for us, all right? So with that, I'm going to close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakbadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone, the time is truth and rule well. I want to say shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep enduring, keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.